Hello everyone, I decided to combine a couple of days just so you can see the complete progress. So we'll dive in and get started. For this conversion, I did decide to go ahead with regular cabinets, which I removed the countertops from. I then sanded everything down with 220 grit sandpaper. I then sprayed everything down with my airless Graco sprayer. I am going with a cabin farmhouse kind of style, so I did choose this green color. The color is called Garden Essential by Magnolia Home. The main reason why I chose this paint is because not only do I love the Magnolia Home collection, but it also has Kills mold in it, which helps prevent staining, as well as it's made for cabinetry. I also went ahead and spray painted all of the hardware black. I am going to be doing a floating shelf type style, but I do want to put in some sort of shelving to kind of hold it while it's going to be bouncing around and everything. So what I did is I went ahead and bought some galvanized steel pieces for plumbing, and then I spray painted them with the Rust-Oleum flat black paint and primer. This dresser we actually ended up getting for free from Josh's mom. We did need a 22-inch dresser to hold the sink, and it was really hard to find. So what I went ahead and did is basically tear this dresser down to the bones and rebuild the dresser to what we needed it for. When looking for a sink, I did find this at the Habitat store here in Coos Bay, and it was $8. It did have quite a bit of rust on it, but I read on the good old Google that baking soda actually gets it off. So you just leave it sit overnight, make it into kind of a thick paste, and then use a toothbrush. I did end up using a sanding sponge to kind of really get it off, but the toothbrush does work just with a lot of elbow grease. Josh, what are you working on?
I'm working on putting the gray water tank and the fresh water tank in.
You framed them out? Sweet! We did end up having to put the other tank on the other side just because they wouldn't fit, and don't worry, we will be painting all of the blue. Next came the electrical. And then our cute little vent fan. Then we started framing out the window and getting some siding up, probably my favorite part. The next thing came the insulation. Now we definitely learned a lot with insulation, just putting this stuff in. Insulation is very important by keeping obviously the elements out and in depending on what temperature you're wanting. So we did choose to go with a kind of a board insulation along with a bubble wrap aluminum foil insulation on top. Basically that just keeps the moisture from getting into the insulation that you're putting down. We did end up having to fix a couple spots on the inside from taking off the racks on the outside, and then I did end up putting it on the outside as well just to make sure that we got a good bond. I will be sanding what I have on the outside down to make it look really smooth. This is definitely where it all starts to come together. So after we put the insulation on, we did end up putting plywood just on the front, and then we could put our panels in. I chose to go with a very cabiny vibe panels. It's just really wood grained. And then as you can see here, we got the siding started. I did end up putting the dresser inside and we had our little helper. The next project was the shower bottom. So we chose to do a rock bottom, just a very like natural looking bottom, which we had to put down the glue first, which is basically a mud, and then finished out the shower top. And I did have to get creative with how I held that together. After Josh got the tank secured, we did end up hooking up the water pump to see if it worked, which it totally did, thanks to Josh. And then more paneling, and we did put a cute little light in the shower. That is it for now, everybody. I can't wait to show you guys more, probably next couple of more days, and we are going to be done. I can't wait for the final reveal. Remember to like and subscribe for future videos. Thanks, guys.